All right, so we are recording. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us live for our Google Hangout, our Zoom Hangout with our team. This is the first month in a long time we've done a group-wide Zoom, and I'm really excited to be doing this and seeing all of your beautiful faces, or even just being able to have the opportunity to talk with you. So this is going to be something that we do once a month moving forward. And of course, at the beginning of the month, I will announce the date and time so you have time to get it on your calendar and hopefully work around your schedule so you can join us live. If not, we are going to record it every month so you'll be able to watch the playback and share the playback with your team members. So I'm going to start off by introducing myself. I'm Katie Farner, Superstar Director for our Sunshine State Superstars family of teams. And the reason we're called a family of teams is because we are just that. It started with me when I joined in May of 2010. So I just celebrated 9 years as a Scentsy consultant. That's the longest I've stuck with anything besides my husband. 9 years with Scentsy because I love it so much. And it's just a fantastic product, a fantastic opportunity. And I love you guys. So why would I ever leave? So I've been doing this for 9 years. And it started with just me. And now we have like about 1,200 people in our group. And among all those 1,200 people, we have directors as well. So you officially become your own team and get to name your team once you promote to the title of director. So that's why we're called a family of teams, because we are one big Sunshine State Superstars family that is made up of a bunch of teams within it. So hopefully that makes sense. So we've got a lot of amazing teams within our whole group, and it's just my privilege and honor to be part of all of your journeys. So before we get started with the training that I have prepared for you guys tonight, which I'm really excited about, I want to do a little bit of recognition. Everybody likes recognition, right? Yes. All right, so first, I want to start off by talking about our top recruiters. So this month, we have a super exciting join incentive, something we have literally never done ever before, which is a $15 starter kit. So we have had, I checked the numbers at like 2 o'clock. So this is a few hours old. So it's going to be probably more than this now. But when I checked the numbers around 2 o'clock today, we have welcomed 240 brand new team members this month. We have never welcomed 240 new team members in a month ever. So that is a new record. So that's fantastic. Like that, obviously that's a huge team effort. So amazing. And out of those 240 new team members that we have this month, 21 are active so far. So that means that they've got 200 PRV or more. So that's great to see that 21 people are joining this month and already diving in and following their superstar director, their director, or their sponsors coaching and getting active, doing a party, sharing Scentsy. So I love to see that. So with knowing that we have 240 new team members, obviously people have been recruiting or sponsoring like crazy. So I want to recognize some of our top sponsors first. So we have one person who is blowing it out of the water, Danielle Elizabeth, one of our directors. She has sponsored 9 new team members this month. So congratulations to Danielle. She is our #1 sponsor so far this month with 9 new team members. And I mean, we're not even talking reinstatements, which are people that have previously gone inactive and have chosen to come back to Scentsy. We're talking about brand new team members. So congratulations, Danny, on your 9. That's amazing. Next, we've got Kelly Summers and Dana Herbert. I'm sorry if I pronounce any of your names wrong. I feel terrible because you just never know how they're pronounced. So please forgive me if I mispronounce your name. So Kelly Summers and Dana Herbert each have sponsored 6 new team members this month. So congratulations to y'all. Holly Gannon, Carla Perez, and Luisa Rodriguez have all sponsored 5 new team members this month. I mean, if you think about these numbers, like, holy cow, like sponsoring 5 people, like that's huge growth in your team. Huge. Okay, so all of these people have sponsored 4. Katie Farner, so me, Abby Willis, Barbara Cemento, Kim Trishan, I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name, I'm so sorry, Tamaya Merrill, Kenya Brown, Kayla McMillan, and Sarah Rizzatello. I'm guessing on that last name. Again, I apologize if I'm wrong. All right, so all of those people have sponsored four new team members this month. Exceptional. All right, so let's talk about these. All of these people have sponsored 3 new team members. Brittany Lucas, Jasmine Grocher, Amanda Enriquez, Alex Arocho, Crystal Arrington, Diane Burnett, Oda Marie Olivo, Pamela Fleming, Corelli Rodriguez, Glorimar Dominguez, Crizia Berdecia. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm butchering these people's names. I feel so bad. Amber Herndon. All of you have sponsored 3 people. Freaking amazing. I'm so proud of you guys. This is awesome. Okay, so, I mean, my gosh, I sponsored 3 people in my first year and a half of my business. And you guys sponsored 3 people in less than a month. Amazing. We're not even done yet. All right, so all of these people have sponsored 2. All right, Kristen Day, Jenna Coburn, Amanda Murray, Courtney Swartz, Maricela Martinez, Christy McCartney, Jose Rodriguez, Michelle Fortes, Francis Correa Fernandez, Nikita Herbert. I love that name, Nikita. Such an awesome name. Amber Allen, Brittany Stubbs, Zachary Henry, Karen Adams, Elisa DeLauder, Stacy Klawinski, Teresa Azarito, Melissa Sifri, Amanda Fagan, Jessica Jennings, Melissa Boykin, Autumn Brown, and Dana Jeppesen. So congratulations. And like, if I were to read everybody who sponsored 1, 2, I would talk to you guys like your ear off, and I'm sure you don't want me to take that long. But like, there's a ton of you who have sponsored one person this month. And I just want everyone to know I am so proud of you. Whether you sponsored 1 person, whether you sponsored 9 people, like our number 1 sponsor, Danny, or whether you've just had several conversations about the business opportunity and nobody's actually jumped on board yet. Like, that's fine, right? Like, what I am proud of you for is that you're sharing and you're putting yourself out there and you're offering people the blessing of this business opportunity. So congratulations to everybody who's trying and everybody who has sponsored somebody this month. All right, so now let's talk about top PRV. All right, so all of these people have 1,000 plus in PRV. So 1,000 plus in PRV. Diana Suarez, she's our number 1 in PRV with 1,486 in PRV. Cindy Willis, Madison Townley, Danielle Elizabeth, Vivian Gallardo, Kelly Summers, Diane Burnett. And you guys notice a lot of these people are at the top in both, right? Like, they're top sponsors and top sellers. I mean, they deserve a huge round of applause. If you hear your sponsor's name, say something in the chat. If you hear your friend's name, say something in the chat. If you hear your name, say something in the chat. Vivian Gallardo, Kelly Summers, Diane Burnett, Tanya Silva, Oda Marie Olivo. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. Stephanie Thornton, Maria Martinez, Autumn Brown, Christy Atkinson, Ada Acosta, Jasmine Grocher. All of you guys have 1,000 plus in PRV, and that is incredible. So now let's talk about 700 plus, and then I'll go ahead and stop there. All right, so all of these consultants have 700 plus in PRV. All right, Holly Gannon, Samantha and Justin Carter, Tammy Little, Michelle Royer, Stephanie Enos, Samantha Hankin, Anna Martinez, Alondra Arias, Cassandra Schock, Elaine Sinelli, Samantha Kilgore, Melissa Widener, Heather Martin, Nicole Rhodes, Caitlin Brown. So congratulations to all of y'all who have 700 and plus in PRV. Those are our top sellers. And of course, we have a lot of you who are active and a lot of you who have got your 500 in, which is super great because when you get your 500 in, you're one step closer to being paid at title when you are a leader. All right, so I want to pop over after we just finished doing a little bit of recognition. And I want to pop over and just talk about some of the exciting things that are going on in our news tab. Our news tab is something that I recommend y'all check at least 3 to 4 times a week. Kelly Wall, you're on here, and I know you crush it at checking your news tab. She's amazing. She'll post stuff in our team page like right away when she sees it in the news tab. She's so great at checking her news tab, and I just love you so much when you post these things. I love it. So one of the big exciting things going on right now is a new addition to our Disney collection, right? We recently, a little less than a year ago, started a relationship with Disney and are now offering licensed Disney products. Now, remember, with these licensed products, there's like some restrictions on how we can market. There's also some restrictions on, how we're marketing it, how we're sharing it. So be sure that you're familiar with those policies, which you can find in the training center, which is amazing. But on Monday, May 20th, we are launching our newest Disney collection, which is the Aladdin Wax Collection. Guys, I saw this at home office when I was there for Superstar Director Summit in April. So I got to actually see the packaging in person. It is stunning. I love like the gold foil and everything. Now the bars were in the box, so I didn't get to smell each bar individually, but I was able to smell what they, put off together, and it was really beautiful. So I would encourage you to be sharing these fragrances now and taking pre-orders. What does it mean to take pre-orders? It means that you are collecting a list, filling out order forms for people who want to place an order. Then Monday, as soon as the collection drops and it's available on our workstation, you go in, you add all of their shopping carts, you put, you can even, what I do is I will actually create the party before the day the collection's going to drop and add all the people to the party that have pre-ordered and just leave their shopping carts blank. And then once the collection drops, go in, add it to their shopping carts. And then you can, finish it up by picking your hostess rewards if applicable and entering their card information. So you would collect their orders, their shipping information if applicable, their credit card information, or have them PayPal you. You get all of that stuff together before it drops tomorrow or, for any future collections as well. So that's how collecting pre-orders works. So you're just ready to go, typing in the information as soon as the collection drops. So you know that you're doing your very best to make sure that your customers are getting what they want. So that's the big news thing I wanted to talk to y'all about. The other thing I want to talk to y'all about is not new news, but it might be new to some of you. And that is that Scentsy Family Reunion registration is open, and reunion is happening in the very end of July and into August. So Scentsy Family Reunion is really the event that changed my whole business, which changed my whole life. You can see my lanyards actually right back there blowing from my fan. You can see my ribbons, my lanyards right back there from Reunion. Reunion is something that happens once a year. We come together as Scentsy consultants at one location, and that location changes every year. This year it's in Austin, Texas, which I'm thrilled about because my first convention, we called it convention back then, was in Fort Worth, Texas. So for the first time, I'm going back to Texas for a convention. So it's going to be cool to go back there when that's really where it all started for me. It's just an amazing time. If you can be there, it's worth the investment. I know that you might think, oh, well, that's a lot of money to get myself out there and, to deal with childcare or taking off time from work or whatever. I understand that it is a sacrifice. I will tell you, though, that it is the best sacrifice that I ever made to go that first year. I know 100% I would not be where I am in my business today had I not gone, period. It changes people's businesses, which changes your life. So I would absolutely encourage you to try to find a way to get to Reunion. Registration is open. You can read all about it under your news tab. All right, so that is the news that I wanted to share with you guys. A little tiny bit of recognition, which you can always see recognition in our team pages, our group page on Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday we do Team Tuesday. Wednesday we do Wahoo Wednesday. So you can always count on seeing more shout outs. Shout out, encourage your friends, cheer them on, or hey, see your own name getting shouted out. It's super fun. All right, so tonight, what I have prepared to talk to y'all about. Are you guys ready? So grab a piece of paper and a pen or your iPad or whatever if you want to take some notes. What I'm going to talk to you guys about now is what I wish. I'm sorry, my dogs are barking. So there's a lake out there and a lot of people like walk around the lake, and my dogs are so rude. They're like, how dare you even walk anywhere near my house? So there's always people walking by, and it's just, oh, I need to like get them like blinders like horses wear so they don't see the people walking by. All right. So what I'm going to talk to you guys about again is what I wish I knew sooner in my business. I jotted down 10 things, and these are things that I realized at different points in my journey. Some of these things I realized 5 years in, some of these things I realized a year and a half in when I went to my first convention. But these are all things that I feel like you guys could find value in, no matter where you're at in your business right now, whether you have been with us for 6 minutes or 6 months or longer. All right. So number 1 is the value of goal setting and knowing what the heck you're here for. If you've been with Scentsy for a while, I'm sure you've heard plenty of times like, what's your why? Or my why is, or this person's why. I'm sure you've heard us talk a lot about what is your why. And you might just be like, meh, 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 whatever. I get it. I've felt that way early on when I used to hear it. But I really have learned the value of goal setting and knowing why you're here. Here's the reason why. And that kind of leads me into number 2, which is that hearing a lot of no's and getting discouraged and having setbacks is all a guarantee. Like, that's not a maybe. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that you're not going to have months where you feel discouraged, or that you're not going to have setbacks in your business, because you will. And I think it's important that going into a business, or at any point in your business, you have that realization, because if not, when you do have that setback, when you do experience a failure, because you will, I do all the time. If you're not prepared to know that this is something that happens to all of us and it is inevitable, when it happens, you're just going to think, well, this business isn't for me. I need to just quit and try something else, or give up on direct selling. It is a given. It is a guarantee. So be prepared for that, and know that if you understand what you're here for, or what you're fighting for, or what your why is, or what your goal is, however you want to word it, if you know what's driving you, that helps you to sustain through the struggle. Like, for example, I was literally just on a coaching call with someone on Saturday morning, and this person is a star consultant in our team. She's a leader. She's got a team of 9 people, and she's, doing a great job with her business. And I asked her, why is she even doing this? Like, why is she building a team? Why is she with Scentsy? Why is she putting in all this effort? And she couldn't tell me why. And she's been a consultant for years. So it's not a message for somebody who's brand new. It's a message for every single one of us. You have to assign purpose to your business. Otherwise, when those storms come, you're just going to quit, because there is no purpose. There is no vision. There is nothing that you're working towards or driving towards that will keep you engaged and encourage you not to give up. Like, for me, right now, my why is different than my why was a year ago. My why is different today than it was 6 years ago. Like, it's going to be something that evolves and changes as your life changes. Like, for me, I work full time. My parents have a commercial air conditioning company, and I work for them as an admin, right? Doing work in the office. And when I have this baby, I want to be able to not go back if I don't want to go back. Like, I just want to see how I feel. If I don't want to go back to working full time for them, I want to supplement that difference. Like, we as a family are used to my full-time job income, Matt's full-time job income, and my full-time Scentsy income. So even though my full-time Scentsy income is our number one primary source of income, we're still used to that other full-time job income, right? You get me? So I want to, my new why, my new goal is to build my business, build my business more to replace that full-time job income, right? I want to see a boost that will allow me to supplement that. So I don't have to go back if I don't want to go back after I have this baby. So my why is different today than it was a year ago. And your why might not at all be financial, right? Your why might have nothing to do with that. And that's great. That's fine. It doesn't have to be. Your why might truly just be that you want to make enough money each month to get your hair done and not have to feel like, oh, I feel selfish spending money on myself getting my hair done. Like maybe that's what you want to assign your Scentsy money to. Maybe you want to save up for a family vacation. Plan that vacation. Figure out exactly how much that vacation is going to cost. Like literally figure out, excursions that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to do as part of that vacation. Figure it out to a T. Plan it out with your family. Figure out how much it's going to cost, and then make a plan to earn that with your Scentsy income. There is no goal. There is no why. There is no vision that I have ever heard a Scentsy consultant tell me that I was like, oh yeah, well, you're dreaming too big. You can't do it. It's not going to happen. So believe that what you are going to write down is possible, and know the value of keeping mindfulness of that and keeping a vision towards that and making sure that what you're doing is aligned with that. You can't have a dream or a vision or a goal for your business that is way up here and then an effort that's way down here. If they don't match, it ain't going to happen, right? My dreams have always been up here, so my effort's got to be up there. Otherwise, it's just never going to balance out. It's never going to be achieved. So really, that's 1 and 2 in a nutshell, which is the value of understanding what you're working towards, what you're fighting for, and understanding that no, failures, setbacks, discouragement isn't 100% a guarantee. But again, if you know what you're fighting for, if you know what you're working towards, if you know why you're here, it's going to help you get through those times of discouragement. Okay, is everybody still with me? Somebody comment in the chat. Let me know you guys are still with me and following me good. All right, so now number 3. No doesn't always mean no. Most of the time, no, yay, you're still here. Good. All right, so no doesn't always mean never, right? Most of the time, no means no for now. So it's really important that we learn to distinguish the difference. Do we understand the difference of no and no for now? And this applies to customers. This applies to hostesses. This applies to new team members. Most often, it's no for now. Like, let's say that you're approaching somebody about joining your team, and they tell you, oh, I just don't know. Like, I don't, while the kids are in school, like, I've just juggled them around so much. Like, I just don't feel like it's a good time. That's a no for now, right? Based on this current season of her life, where she's at, she feels like with her kids' schedules, it's just too difficult. That's somebody that would be on my no for now list, and I will follow back up with them. So let's say that somebody tells me, I just don't think that I have the right personality for this. I'm not good at sales. That is a no for now. That's somebody who is currently in a excuse phase, right? Like it's basically an objection that we can help them overcome, possibly, as long as we are proactively aware, right? We have this conversation, so they tell us, yay, I feel like I'm not a salesperson. If we know how to work on overcoming objections, and we can have conversations with them to encourage them in a different direction, that can be a no for now. An example of just a flat out no is no. They don't give you any more information. Like, you can't get them to elaborate on whether you want, them to host. Or a solid no would be, you approach somebody about buying products and they're like, no, I hate Scentsy. I only want to use, super granola. I only want to use like Young Living oils. No. I mean, that's like a no, right? That's a solid no. So learn to decipher the difference between a no and a no for now, and work on helping people overcome objections, whether it's objections for joining your team, objections for partying with you, or objections for buying the products. Like, somebody might say, oh, I like warmers and wax, but I just buy them from Walmart because, they're cheaper. So that's a no for now, right? Like, what you could do in that instance is give someone a sample, loan them a Scentsy warmer and a couple cubes of wax, and get them to experience the difference. Because once they experience the difference, they're not going to be going back to that Walmart junk. It's true. I know it's true. And when I first started with my Scentsy business, guys, there were times I had 0 warmers in my house at all, because I was loaning them out to people because I didn't have inventory. I didn't have loaner warmers. Now I have loaner warmers, which are basically just warmers that I used to have in my house, but we came out with new, cuter ones. So I replaced them, and now they're my loaner warmers or demo warmers that I'll bring to parties. So as you get new warmers, pull old ones and use those for demo and loan those to people. Of course, people that you can trust. Fortunately, I've never loaned someone a warmer who didn't give me one back, but loan them to people, let them experience them in their office, their workplace or their home, and they're not going to want to give it to you back. If they're saying, oh, I like Walmart better, blah, 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 it's cheaper, right? So my point is, no doesn't always mean no. Learn to distinguish a no and a no for now, and how to approach and how to overcome objections and no for nows. And so that's number 3. Number 4 is celebrate small wins. This is something that I heard for the very first time when I was at Mastermind, which is one of the best training events I've ever been to in my life. Mastermind is a network marketing conference. So it's for all network marketing professionals. It's not even just for like party plan business, like direct selling business models like us. It's for any MLM businesses. But I got some phenomenal training from those, because I went like 3 or 4 times. I got some phenomenal training from those that I just have never, ever forgotten. And I really continued to implement ever since. So one of those was celebrate small wins. It's very easy in this business, especially when you're part of a group like ours and we're consistently celebrating our teammates' accomplishments and giving people shout outs and all of that great stuff. It's easy to feel like our accomplishments are less than. It's easy to compare ourselves to other people. Have you guys ever done that? Have you ever compared yourself to other consultants or just other moms or other women? I mean, I do. I have. It's easy to do. But we have to remember to celebrate our wins all along the way, even the small ones, because every single small win, you got a small success over here. You booked a party. 6 weeks later, you get a small success over here. Somebody from that party reached out, said they loved their product, wanted to, order some more stuff. That's a small win. A week later, you give somebody a sample at the store and they tell you that they love Scentsy, but they don't have a consultant anymore, and you're now their new consultant and they're going to order from you. That's a small win. A week later, you realize that you've given out 10 samples in the last 2 weeks. That's a win. I want you to celebrate all your small wins, because all of those small wins add up to the big wins. People always say, like a lot of leaders say, it's a really common expression, that a superstar director like myself is just a consultant who has celebrated a lot of small wins, right? We just have consistently worked our business and stayed the course and celebrated a lot of small wins, and it led up to a big win, right? So it's really important to do that because it will also help to keep you on track to your goals and to your why, to what's motivating you to work your business. Because if you go so long without celebrating anything that you've done, you're going to have all your joy sucked out, right? You're going to feel like a loser. You're going to feel like in your own mind, you're a loser, and you're going to see all these other people celebrating all these things on our team page, and you don't acknowledge any of your own successes, and you compare yourself to other people, and you're going to have all your joy sucked out, right? And I don't want that for any of you. I want you to celebrate all of your successes, no matter how small you might think they are. All the wins matter, even the small ones. So I really want to challenge you to do that. It's something I wish I knew sooner. And the whole comparison thing. Comparison is the thief of joy. The thief. And for too many years, I was stuck in a place of comparison. And I don't want that for you guys. Don't allow yourself to do that. Anytime you notice you're getting yourself into that type of a pattern of thought, squash it. Take back control of your thoughts. Don't allow yourself to diminish your own accomplishments because of the accomplishments of other people. Their journey is not your journey. And you certainly cannot compare somebody's chapter 15 to your chapter 1. Right? Everybody's on a different course. Everybody's been doing this at different paces, has different things going on in their life. So don't get stuck in the comparison game. Always celebrate your wins, even if they seem small, because they matter. You hear me? They matter. All right. So number 5, opportunity is everywhere. So be on the lookout and be prepared. So often I will hear people say things like, well, how did you find this? Or, well, how did you find that? So many opportunities are around us. We just have, like I mentioned before, we have our blinders on and we don't see opportunities because we're not intentional in our conversations and we're not focused enough on what we want. If you're not focused on what you want and where you want to go, you miss a lot of these opportunities that are around you everywhere. Like I was just talking with a team member today on a one-on-one coaching call. And one of the things we were talking about was fundraising. And I said, how many times do you go into a local grocery store and there's kids out front with like helmets and they're collecting money for their baseball team? Or there's a Girl Scout troop out there selling cookies, or there's Boy Scouts out there selling something. I don't know. There's so many opportunities like that where you're walking into a business and there's people out there fundraising. Do you ever take the time to walk over there and say, hey, what are you guys fundraising for? And just have a conversation and plant that seed and offer a Scentsy fundraiser? Or when you're driving around town and you see a car wash, there's a bunch of kids out there raising money, obviously, for something. Do you ever take the time to just pull into that car wash and have that same kind of a conversation? So that was just one little example that I gave of how for fundraisers, opportunities are everywhere. But the same applies for the business opportunity, for customers, for hostesses. When you're doing your follow-up, which is something we're going to talk about as well, but when you're doing your follow-up and somebody tells you how much they're loving their new product, that's an opportunity to book a party. Do you just settle for hopefully another future sale, or maybe a sale right then and there when they're telling you they love their product? Or do you say, oh, I'm so excited that you're loving it so much. Like, I bet you've got some friends who would love it too. We should do a little girls' night. It'd be a blast. I'd love to meet some of your friends. Do you seize your opportunities and do you notice your opportunities? So opportunities really are everywhere. We've got to make sure that we are on the lookout for them and we know what we're looking for, right? If you know what you're looking for, you're going to be much more likely to see it. So be on the lookout and be prepared. Do you have a stocked car? Do you have a stocked purse where you have Scentsy supplies that you need when opportunities do arise? So a lot of people call them like a car caddy or whatever. Just a little basket, cute little 31 bag, whatever, in your car where you have catalogs, maybe some order forms, definitely some product sheets. I love product sheets, guys. And the reason I love product sheets is They are the least expensive catalog. So they're great to give out to just random people, like my waiters, my waitresses, cashiers, people I meet in line that I want to share Scentsy with. Product sheets are our least expensive marketing material, but they can still see all the warmers. They still see the list of all the fragrances. And you're not spending a greater investment by giving them a full-blown catalog. Showcase brochures are great too. Those are the next step up in the price point. And then of course, the highest level is the full catalog, which I reserve for parties, potential team members, and just really good customers. The others will get those other materials. So anyway, do you have those things prepared? Do you have some samples that you make each month that you give out to people? Are you prepared to seize those opportunities? And that's one of the things that I always encourage on Sunday evenings is to think about your week. Where are you going? Who are you going to see? And what are you going to share with them? Do you have any doctor's appointments? Do you have, any kids' activities? Do you have meetings? Like, what do you have coming up this week on your calendar that you can use as an opportunity to network and share Scentsy? And if so, be intentional and prepare yourself so you can seize those opportunities that you are on the lookout for because you are focused, right? All right, so that was number 5. Number 6, a lot of people think that this is a sales business and that being a good salesperson is the most important thing to be successful. But I'm here to tell you that is not the case, y'all. Networking is the most important thing. They don't call this network marketing for nothing. It is a networking-based business. And the good thing is, we all know how to network. We learn from a young age how to network. All networking is meeting people, being friendly, making connections. That is literally all networking is. So focus on what really, really, really matters, and that is networking. Your networking ability is the foundation for your successful business. It is not your sales ability. Because if you network and people meet you and like you and trust you, they're going to buy from you. You don't have to be a salesperson. People don't like salespeople. Salespeople are, there's that slimy mentality associated with salespeople, right? Like, oh, people have like this mentality about like car salesmen, blah, 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 right? So I'm not going to encourage you to be a salesperson. I don't want you to act salesy. Your customers and your potential customers don't want you to act salesy. What I want you to do is make friends, be friendly, network. That is where you will find success. If you are consistently networking, meeting new people, interacting with people, sharing what you do with people, the results are going to be more potential customers, more potential team members, more potential hostesses. That is inevitable. When I talk to consultants on coaching calls and I know that they're struggling with getting parties or they're struggling with getting team members, I always ask them, how is your networking? Are you getting out there? Are you meeting new people? Sharing Scentsy with new people? Are you trying to suck blood out of the same network you've been sucking blood out of since you joined? And the answer is always, no, my networking's not doing well. No, I'm not networking. Your list of 100, the people that you start with when you start this business, are not the people that are going to sustain you a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. Period. Do you think that 9 years in, I'm still only selling to the same people I was selling to when I started this business 9 years ago? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I found 5-6 years ago that the most important thing I do every month is look at my calendar and think, what is on my calendar that is going to ensure that I am meeting new people and I am introducing new people to Katie Farner, their Scentsy consultant. So I want to challenge you to make that your focus as well. I wish I would have learned that much, much earlier on, that this is not a sales business. This is a networking business. And when you're brand new, the best place to start is by networking through your list of 100, right? Don't just look at the people in your warm network as sales. Sales are your income for today, and then they're gone. Bookings are your income for tomorrow. Team members are your income forever, right? That is when you're looking at your list of 100. If you are literally just looking at those people saying, well, I could probably sell that person maybe like a nightlight or something, or yeah, that person would probably like the collegiate warmers, and yeah, that person has kids, so maybe I could get them to buy a Scentsy buddy. Like if you're only looking for what you can sell them in this instance, and you're like, yeah, I'll follow up with that person and hopefully they'll buy like some bars. Like if you're only focusing on selling to your warm network and not expanding your network and all that stuff, you're going to notice that it's harder and harder to get your PRV and your business is going to shrink. Something that I also heard at Mastermind is that your business is either growing or shrinking. There's not an in-between. A lot of people will say, oh, my business has been kind of stagnant for the last year. I bet if you look at numbers, you will see that the business has not actually been stagnant. If they're calling their business stagnant, that means it's probably doing this. It's either doing this or it's doing this. So networking, if that's your priority, you're going to have a healthy business. So when I say networking, what do I mean? Networking in person, right? Like I know so many people will say, well, I don't do anything. I don't go anywhere. I just go to work and take my kids to school and that's all I do. You do a lot more stuff than you realize. You go to the grocery store, right? You run errands. You interact with other parents. Like you do a lot more stuff than you do. My challenge to you is to just network as part of your daily life. All the places you go, have Scentsy samples, have product sheets, share with people what you do. It's as easy as being friendly, making a conversation with somebody, asking them what they do. And in turn, they're going to ask you what you do. That's just the polite thing to do, right? Introduce people to Scentsy. Share with them what you're doing. It's really that simple. I try to network every day, whether I'm in line at Target and I'm just friendly with my cashier and say, hey, it was nice chatting with you today. Enjoy this Scentsy sample on me. Or whether, I give a scent circle along with the tip to my waiter or waitress and, thank them for their great service. I'm always trying to share with people what I do because you never know who you're going to meet. Like literally tomorrow, you could go to Cracker Barrel for breakfast with your spouse and your waitress could be struggling so bad, living paycheck to paycheck, really struggling, and you could give her a scent circle with her tip and a join brochure, for example, and she could join your team and make an extra $200 a month. That makes a huge difference for her family. You don't know. Or you could do that tomorrow and nothing could come from it, right? But you just literally never know, and you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you're not putting yourself out there and networking and sharing what you do with other people outside of your network, you're going to find it's really hard to consistently make a paycheck, especially not every month. So networking is the most important skill that we develop, and it is 100% a skill that you can become better at. All of this is, guys. I wasn't born successful at this. I've never done this in my life. I just learned how to be successful by taking advice from the people that were willing to share advice and implementing it. And look, I could be successful. And no college degree, no experience, but I could do it. So can you. Okay, so develop that networking skill. Make it a priority. All right, number 7. So we've still got, it's 8:50. Okay, so I've still got 4 more and then we're done. Okay. All right, so number 7 is follow up. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, so I'm always going to be super honest with you guys. Early in my business, I did 0 follow-up. Zero follow-up. I never followed up with anyone. And I lost a lot of customers because of it. Like, I've been doing this 9 years. My first 2 years of my business, I did not do follow-up. And I know 100% that there are a ton of customers that I had during that first 2 years that it's my fault they are not my customers anymore because I did not follow up. If you do not take care of your customers, someone else will, whether it be the local store Walmart, Target, whatever, where they go and buy their wax, or whether it be that they meet another Scentsy consultant, they are going to get their needs met. And guess what? They have a need, right? Because they bought Scentsy from you. So obviously they have a need. They're going to get their needs met. Whether or not you are the one who meets their needs is up to you. I wasted too long not following up with people because I didn't want to be annoying. I was like, oh, no, I don't want to bug them. They'll reach out to me. Girl, no, they're not going to reach out to you. They are busy. The last thing on their mind at a reasonable hour, let's face it, they're probably like changing their wax at like 9:30 at night, and they're like, oh man, I need to reach out to Katie. I need more wax. And then they get busy and they forget about it, right? And then 3 months later, they still haven't reached out to you, and they think about it at a random time, and then it just eventually leaves their mind, and they go and pick it up at Walmart or find it at a vendor event or whatever. So it's not their job to stay on top of their wax supply. They're not the consultant. It's our job to take care of their needs. We're getting paid commission on their Scentsy purchases because we are their consultant. We are there to take care of them and their needs. So it is our job to follow up on them. And let's face it, we're not following up on somebody who bought something that we know they're not going to like. So what are we scared of? Like when we reach out to them, they're going to be like, oh yeah, I really liked it. And they're either going to tell you, no, they don't need any more, or they're going to tell you that, yeah, they need some more. And you are never going to reach out to a customer and they're going to be like, this stuff is the worst junk I've ever had. It's not going to happen. It's Scentsy, guys. So you're safe. You're going to get a good response, or you're just going to get no response because they're busy or they changed the number or whatever. So you're either going to get a good response or no response. And again, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you don't try to follow up, they're going to get their Scentsy needs, their wax needs, their essential oil needs, their laundry needs, whatever, met somewhere else. So follow up. Find a system that works for you. There's Maven, which is an amazing app that Scentsy partnered with. And you can use the free version or you can use the paid version. And of course, the paid version is a tax write-off, and we need those, right? Like we need as many write-offs as we can possibly have. So the IRS doesn't try to take all of our money. So you can get the paid version of Maven, or you can do the free version of Maven. Or you can do what I do, which I have YouTube videos on, my binder system. I have my little binder system that I use where I got people at 1 week. I follow up at 1 week, 1 month, and 3 months. So 1 week from when they received their product, 1 month from when they received, 1 week from when they received their product, 1 month from that contact attempt, 3 months from that contact attempt. So that's my follow-up system that I use. And I just text or Facebook private message or email. And that's my system. So find a system that works for you, but whatever you do, like it does not matter how you do it. Even if you just go through your workstation and try to do it that way, like, and Maven is tied to your workstation, of course. It's super convenient. But anyway, find a system that works for you and work it, because follow-up is going to keep your customers happy. It's going to keep your customers around. And it's really what we need to be doing as consultants. The other piece of information that I want to attach to this follow-up thing is it's super important that you get their information. You know, if you have a hostess who does a bag party for you and she doesn't give you a cell phone number and an email address, how are you supposed to follow up? I mean, oh my gosh, how many times have I done a bag party and somebody turns in the order forms and I just get a first name? I don't even get a last name. Y'all, I don't settle for that. I send that hostess a text and I am like, I need some more information to be able to enter these orders, girl. Can you get me at least their last name and their email address? I won't just settle it and just accept a first name. Like, come on, I need some more information than that. And they always end up giving it to me. So make sure your hostess knows going into the party, specifically with a bag party because you're not there. Make sure your hostess knows going into it what information you need. Highlight those sections, because if you don't have contact info, you can't follow up anyway. And then you completely just lost all the future sales with that person. Okay, so number 8, find your party style and perfect it. Now, when I say party style, there are endless ways to party. Endless. I mean, when I joined, it was basically just like basket parties and home parties. Really was all people really did. Now it's like texting parties and oh my gosh, there's just pouch parties. There's just so many different ways. Facebook Live parties. There's so many ways to party now. And what's wonderful about this business is you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. You got all of us, right? Which is great. But you're in business for yourself. You decide how you want to work, when you want to work. So look at all your options for how you can party. What works best for your family? What works best for your schedule? And then learn everything you can about that party style and perfect it. Because guys, you need to be partying, right? Because parties lead to more parties, which lead to consistent PRV for you. So find your party style and just become freaking bomb at it. Like, maybe you like the idea of Facebook Live parties. One of our directors, Danielle Elizabeth, she's really built her business on, she does other parties, of course, too, but her primary party style has always been the Facebook Live parties. And she's built her business mainly on the foundation of doing those parties. So what did she do? She found her favorite style because she has 2 young kids at home. She found her style that she preferred, and she learned everything she could about it, and she perfected it. And now that's what she mainly markets. And so because she markets that, that's what she gets a lot of parties of. So my point is, whether you want to focus on texting parties, whether you want to focus on fundraisers, whether you want to focus on vendor events, whether you want to focus on home parties, bag parties, whatever party style you want to do, gosh, if you just want to market the heck out of whiff boxes and try to get a party together every single month just on whiff boxes, like however you want to party, find the way and then just learn everything you can and become amazing at it. Because you don't have to be an expert of all. You're never going to be an expert of all, right? Nobody is. Like, you're not going to be 100% at everything. So find your best style and rock that one out. And your customers are going to know that's the way you party. And that's like your what you're great at. And that's what they're going to gravitate towards wanting to do with you. Of course, you're going to have people that are like, hey, I actually really want to do a home party. And home parties might not be your jam, but if somebody wants to do a home party, you make it happen. Like just a couple weeks ago, Jose, one of our directors, he did a home party. And he hasn't done a home party in a long, long time, but somebody wanted one. He did one. And guess what? He hadn't done one in like a year, but he did it. He did a great job. He booked 2 home parties off of that home party. So now he's got 2 more home parties coming up. So you don't have to be an expert of everything. Pick your party style, know enough basics of how to do the others, and you're going to see consistent PRV because you focus on something and excel at that one thing. So find your party style and rock it. All right, so number 9. I wrote, don't be social media lazy. Don't hate me for saying that, but oh my gosh, too many people rely on making some Facebook posts and thinking that business is just going to like come flooding in. Like, I can't tell you how many times I hear people say on coaching calls or just one-on-one conversations, well, I post on Facebook, but nobody ever comments or likes my stuff, or, nothing ever comes of it. That's because that's a tiny, 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 tiny part of this business and how you market. So I'd say a few things to that specific instance where somebody said, nobody's commenting or liking all my stuff. Are you being original? Are you being interesting? Or are you just posting, say this is an image from the workstation. You just post this image from the workstation. And this is an image from the workstation. And you just post this image from the workstation. Like, are you being interesting? Because social media is all about video and people want to see what you're doing and see you, right? So are you cleaning your counters and you take a selfie or you take a picture of your counter clean on your counter because you're cleaning your counters with it? Like, Are you being authentic and just showing how you're using your own products? Is that always going to be the case? Like sometimes I post Scentsy graphics, like the Aladdin stuff. I don't even have that yet. So of course I can't post that and I have to post the Scentsy graphics, but I sure add information to it and try to make my post as interesting as possible and use little emojis and blah, blah, to make it interesting and look more visually appealing as people are scrolling. But you can't think that you're just going to post some stock images and stuff on Facebook and you're going to get great results from it. And you know that it takes an average of 7 times of someone seeing something to react and take an action on that thing. That's the average, 7 times of seeing something to take action on that said thing. So that's another thing, is social media kind of allows us to get in a place where we post something a couple times and then we get discouraged because nobody takes advantage of it. Like the $15 join special. You know, a lot of people this month are saying like, oh, I've posted about it, but no one's taken me up on it. Well, what kind of post did you do? How many posts have you done? A lot of your Facebook friends might not even be seeing it. If it's just the Scentsy general image that they gave us, the stock image, and you just put some words with it, it's probably not getting a lot of likes because it's not even getting seen because of Facebook algorithms. But if you went live and talked for 3 minutes about the $15 join thing and showed a nightlight and said, you know, you get one of these in your kit, blah, blah, talked for 5 minutes, do you have any idea how many times that would be seen and how many times that would spark people's interest? So Facebook can allow us to get stuck in a pattern of just posting graphics, posting stock images, and expecting great things to come. When really what we need to be utilizing Facebook as is a resource to expand our network and show people how we're just living our lives, right? Normal life stuff, and how Scentsy is enhancing our life and how Scentsy products are enhancing our life. That is what we need to be using social media for. So like every time I meet somebody, I'm really trying to get big into Instagram right now. So my focus is more Instagram. But when I'm out and about and I meet somebody and they show an interest in my product, like just the other day, I was in a store in the mall and was talking with this girl, and I mentioned to her what I do for a living, that I sell Scentsy. When I meet somebody, I don't say, yeah, I'm an admin assistant for my parents' business. They own a commercial air conditioning company, and I also sell Scentsy. It is no benefit to me to tell these people that I meet that I'm an admin assistant for my parents' business. It doesn't help my business in any way. It doesn't help make me more money. But what does help make me more money is telling them that I do Scentsy, right? So I don't talk about my other job. I talk about Scentsy because that is the business where networking is important, right? So when I meet somebody like her, I told her what I do, and she was like, oh my gosh, I like Scentsy. You know, I haven't bought any in a long time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, let's get connected on social media. So on Instagram, I just pull up my little, hold on. I hate when this happens. Let's see what I need to do for y'all to be able to see it. My name tag, y'all can't see it because I don't know how to get y'all to see it. Anyway, my name tag. So you may or may not know what that is. The name tag is basically just a little square that says your name, your Instagram name, and somebody can hold their phone over it, scan your name tag, and then bam, you're connected on Instagram. So this is basically like my virtual business card. Instead of giving somebody a business card that they might lose, and then they also are in control of whether they contact me or not, I become friends with them on Instagram or Facebook. That way, then I have the power, right? I can follow up with them. So social media is a place where we need to be expanding our network because of the people we meet in person, adding them to our friends list. And then guess what? We're going to have more people seeing our posts, more people interacting with our posts because more people are seeing it, right? So your responses and your interactions on your posts will only increase as your network increases and as the interest that you create with your posts increases, right? So really think about that and be intentional at least once a day to post something original related to your Scentsy business. Not a stock photo, something for you and your personal Scentsy uses. Oh, it's wax changing day at the house, and show a picture of putting new cubes of wax in your warmer and tell them what you're warming and say, hey, what are you warming today? Things like that. People always love giving their opinions. All right, so number 10, this is my last one, and then we're going to wrap it up. All right, so number 10, oh gosh, I wish I would have learned this way earlier in my business, guys. If you want to make a difference in this world, if you want to make a difference and you want to make a great living, focus on helping other people, period. If you focus on helping other people, you will change people's lives and you will change your life. That's really the key to success here. Because if you want to make 6 figures a year with this business, you can, period. You can. Lots of people are doing it. If you want to make $50,000 a year with this business, you can, period. Lots of people are doing it. You can help other people do that. If you make your focus, when you sponsor new team members, if you make your number one priority for that team member, and when I say your number one priority for that team member, meaning your number one goal, what you're focused on, helping make them happy, helping make them achieve what they want, you are going to change people's lives. Because everybody joins this business for a reason. Whether they want to make $200 a month, $2,000 a month, $10,000 a month, however much they want to make a month. If you make that your number one goal for that relationship with that team member, helping that person make their dream a reality, you are going to change a lot of people's lives. And that is the most rewarding aspect of this business. And I wasted a year and a half of my business not focusing on helping other people because I was afraid myself, didn't want to sponsor anybody. I was terrified to do that. So because of my own fears and doubts, I missed out on a year and a half of helping people achieve their dreams and their goals. So I wish I would have realized that sooner. This business, if you want to grow a team and help other people achieve their goals, it is so incredibly rewarding, both in an emotional way and in a financial way. So if you want to help make a big difference in people's lives, focus on helping people. And the same applies for your customers. Like if you want to make a difference in people's lives, focus on helping them, right? Like they have a need for their Scentsy products, right? So that's where we come into play to follow up and to help them and to take care of them and to show them we value them and we appreciate them. So if you help people and take care of people, you're going to feel fulfilled and your paychecks are going to be there. So focus on helping people, focus on meeting people's needs, taking care of people, loving on people, and you're going to find success. So those are my 10 what I wish I knews. And it is already 9:10, so I definitely ran late. I apologize. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.